Alright guys, welcome to lesson 3. So today we're going to be learning about the zero exponent, okay? So this lesson's pretty straightforward. We're going to look at different exponents and specifically why 0 is such a special exponent and really a pretty nice and easy one to go with once we understand why. Alright, so we're going to look at a bit of a pattern here. We're going to talk about some questions, and then we'll keep rolling. Okay, so power 2 to the power of 5 is going to be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, right? And that breaks down to 32. If you go through the steps, 2 to the power of 4 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So we end up with 16. 2 times 2 times 2, 8. 2 times 2 is going to be 4. 2, right, is 2. And with expanded form, you can't really do it, right, because it's 2 times itself 0 times. So what does that mean? Well, let's look at these questions here first, and that should help us to answer them. I'm actually going to switch to blue because it might be a little bit easier to see the difference. All right, so the first question asks, what do you do to the first number in the standard form to get the number below it? Well, 32 divided by 2, okay, is going to give us 16. So we would divide by 2, or by itself, right, which the base was 2. All right, so what do you do to each number written in the standard form to get to the number below it? Well, 16 divided by 2, 8 divided by 2, 4 divided by 2. Each will equal the number below, right? Right. So if all we do is divide by 2, when we get here, 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. So anytime we have a number and a power of 0, right, or an exponent of 0, the answer will be 1. Awesome. That's an easy rule to remember. So the power of 0 equals 1. All right, so here what do? Well, we divide by 2, or you could say, or by the base, because it won't always be 2. If the base is 3, you'd be dividing by 3. If the base is 4, you'd divide by 4. Okay, so explain how our power with an exponent 0 is equal to 1. Well, simply any number divided by itself is 1. Okay, so we even rewrite it down here. We'll put some stars beside it because that is such an important rule, and it's going to really simplify your life here. Okay? So anytime you have a number with an exponent of 0, it is equal to 1. All right. So 6 to the power, or 16 to the power of 0, 1. 1 to the power of 0, 1. Any of this, all of it in brackets, right? To the power of 0, 1. 1, 1. Awesome. There is one time you have to be paying attention, okay? I explained this a little bit in a previous lesson. If your negative is not within a bracket, right, that doesn't affect what's going on with the power. That's separate from the equation. So here we would have negative and then 2 to the power of 0. So 2 to the power of 0 is 1, but we still have that negative to keep track of, right? So make sure you're paying attention, right? What is your full base? What is the base? Is the negative included or excluded? Right here we have negative 2 in a bracket, so the power of 0 applies to everything. So it'll just be 1, because even negative 2 divided by negative 2, we have an even number of negatives, positive answer. Right, so that's the difference between those two. Okay, let's keep moving it on. All right, so if we want to evaluate negative 13 to the power of 0, think I hear you guys. 1. Awesome. Okay, negative 10 to the power of 3. Well, that's the same thing as negative 10 times negative 10 times negative 10. All of that, the power of 0, 1. You don't even have to write it out. If you just tell me anything to the power of 0 is 1, or if the base doesn't include the negative, it might be different, but anytime you've got everything in the brackets to the power of 0, it is equal to 1. Okay, so write 1 as a power in 3 different ways. All right, well, you could write 1, which is the same thing as 1 to the power of 1. You could write 1 to the power of 2. You could write 1 to the power of 0. All 3 of these will give you the answer of 1. Right? Write negative 1 as a power in 3 different ways. Well, negative 1 to the power of 1, negative 1 to the power of 2, or negative 1 to the power of 0. Because again, the negative is not part of the base. It is excluded from the base. It is a separate entity of its own that gets tacked on at the end. Okay? What is the value of a power with the exponent of 0? 1. Awesome. Nice. Easy. Are you getting bored yet? Hopefully not. All right, so use this answer to write the value 30 plus 9 times 11 divided by 3 to the power of 0 without simplifying any of the terms inside the bracket. Well, all of that is equal to 1, right? Because it's all to the power of 0. This is a doozy. I'm struggling here. All right, what about these last 2 ones? Well, all of this, same thing, 1. All of this, well, a little bit different, right? Because we only have 1 number to the power of 0. So let's drop this down a little bit. Okay, so what do we do first? Well, we do what's in our brackets. Okay, so here we go 1 plus 1 is 2 to the power of 2 plus 1 to the power of 0. Okay, now we do our exponents. So here we go 1 to the power of 2 is 4. 1 to the power of 0 is 1. Well, now we can do this addition left to right. 5 plus 1, 6. Even though you guys know this, I would suggest if you keep showing what steps you're taking, that way when things do get complicated, you're not mixing things up or taking shortcuts. That might lead you astray. So, I think that's everything for the lessons. Yeah, so we're going to start lesson 4 next time. We'll see you soon.